is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Ultimately, winning football is winning football. That's been really consistent.
Wants to run. Yes, here he goes down. Mateo Uiagalelei.
Group playing with hunger. They're in the mindset that I got to go take this. I want to get on the field. I want to play.
Sadiq inside of the 5. Hurdles his way into the end zone. Was it caught? It was. Touchdown. Evan Stewart.
It's really incredible how they work. They don't blame. They don't complain. They just come up here every single day and work their tails off.
Up the middle. Buster 5. Bring 2. Lowers his head into the end zone.
I'm just ready to attack it and figure out what we're really great at, what we got to improve at. That's the fun part for me, is what problems do we get to solve.
This is the Oregon Football Coaches Show on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Today's broadcast is also brought to you by Country Financial Insurance, protect what matters, and by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Go Ducks! Drink Pepsi. Now let's go to the Country Financial Studios and talk Oregon Duck football.
Welcome into the Country Financial Studios. It's Wednesday night all on the West Coast. That means it's time for the Coaches Show again this week. And we have got Defensive Coordinator Tosh Lupoi as our guest in. Coach, thank you for spending some time with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all having me.
It's good to have you. But before we get into the business of football, which we will, I always like to catch up with family. I mean, you're a coach, so you don't get to spend much time, but catch us up with family.
We got some quality time. Last 2 nights, came home and Jordan was sleeping. All the kids were sleeping, so get a couple hours in. That's kind of the weekly basis, you know. As far as Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, starts backing off a little bit and get fired up when I get to do that. And then on Thursday night, sometimes I get to escape out and go see Locke's flag football practice. So always fired up for that.
Cool.
And then we got the young princess, Logan. She's a firecracker of the family. And then Lawyer is the youngest. And we just started training with him. I'm getting him with Coach Tuioti striking the sled. He's just got in that range of 3 years old. So he's doing a nice job bringing his hips through contact. Yep.
I would imagine for your children learning how to walk, it was very intense because they didn't just learn how to walk. They had to walk the right way, right? Is that correct?
Well, Jordan's done a great job training that.
Okay.
And then I get to see them, at the tail end of the week. But certainly in the off season, we try to get it in. And, whatever minutes or hours or opportunities I get with them, then being all in at that moment.
Let's back you up, not all the way to 4 or 5, 3 years old, but where you grew up in the Bay Area. Your life growing up into football, you've mentioned it, that growing up in the Bay Area was a big part of your life and has impacted your life as you've gone along too. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. I was originally, my mother's from Oakland, my father in the Walnut Creek, Concord area. I was born in Hayward. Moved from the beginning all the way to college, a whole bunch of different area codes. So feel really blessed to be a part of so many different cool environments, within the East Bay. Certainly call, De La Salle and Concord home. Love that place. Got a special place in my heart and certainly a special place in my foundation. And going back to the Walnut Creek roots where Lupoi's market, pretty much our entire family was raised in. It was a produce market that my grandfather founded and built from the ground up, and was only place, to my knowledge, that was open 365 days a year, Christmas morning included. And I was just basically like Lawyer now, so I'm not going to claim that I was working in there, but everybody else was in my family. Mother, father, brother, sister, everyone basically, and all cousins worked for my grandfather at some point at that produce market. So a major impact on my life, foundation, work ethic, effort towards everything I do that's a big part of my life.
Your father played football, BYU, is that
That's right?
Correct? And then he ended up actually coaching at Cal for a while. Talk about when you remember getting so intense about playing the game of football, because I think it was a young age.
Yeah, it was always just a part of my life, and it's more so, not even quite recollection or memories, but seeing those pictures of I was literally in a Cal baby outfit, in the crib, and that was when my father was coaching there. And then just throughout my whole life, I was a ball boy. I think at age 8 and 9 at De La Salle High School, that was a major part of my foundation. Both my parents worked. My mother worked in Pittsburgh, so I spent a bunch of summers there in Pittsburgh, Antioch area, and I would get dropped off at De La Salle quite frequently. My brother would be practicing there, and Coach Laddiser, Coach Edson, now the head coach there, Coach Allenbaugh, which was a player. When I was a young player there, just all those guys played a major part in, and again, my upbringing and foundation. So football was just always a part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, great place to grow up down there too, and
yeah.
that type of deal. It evolved into coaching. What took you down the coaching road? What interested into coaching? Obviously, father part of it, or just that?
I think I'm certainly the opposite story, where you hear a lot of coaches know or that they were getting into it early. I didn't want to coach at all. I wanted to play. So in my mindset, I wanted to go play in the NFL, play at the highest level, and so coaching really came by after breaking my foot for the third time, and that NFL future. When I came to that final realization on the third time of that option being cut, then I was immediately invited back to Cal by Coach Tedford to start a graduate assistant position, start coaching the front. And honestly, even in that point too, I was like, man, really cool opportunity to get a master's degree from Cal and go that route, and then kind of figure out what I'm going to do in life. So I came back, and it basically took about 24 hours where I was like, oh man, this is what I want to do right here, and start that journey and start that process. So really, really cool opportunity that I'm very thankful for. And then that's really the start and the beginning of, I think I was around like 25 years old or 26 years old starting that process and getting into the coaching profession, and here we are now.
Yeah, it should be. You were a player. Set the injuries aside, you're probably still playing in the NFL. At least you had a chance to do that. I think 2003 led the D-line in tackles, but I also want to mention you were a Pac-10 all-academic recognition in 2005. That gets overlooked a lot. Kudos to you for that.
Appreciate it.
When you look at Cal and your years there, great memories. I mean, you played with some guys that went on to play and star in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, what was it like playing with we see him now, and there's a lot of headlines about the guy. What was it like then?
Yeah, Aaron's still playing. I'm certainly not and wouldn't be. But it was awesome. He was a great teammate. So many guys a part of that era. So cool to be a part of. It was just common grounds of realistic goals then to be winning 10-plus games and accomplishing what we were at that point. And we actually had some great battles, with Oregon back in those days, beat Oregon. And memorable moment was Chip Kelly and that crew came to Cal. I think it was like one of those Thursday night or Friday night, games. Strawberry Canyon was rocking, night game, and we held the Oregon offense. It was literally averaging like 59 points a game. It was like week 8 or something, crazy. That's probably an exaggeration, but we held them to one touchdown that night, and moments like that, really cool and special. We lost that game, by the way.
I was thinking that was the one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are cool moments, both playing and then like that moment in coaching and coming as an assistant coach, going against Oregon here, winning in Autzen Stadium, on behalf of the Cal Bears, and great moments, great people, man. I mean, you mentioned guys I still have great relationships with today: Marshawn Lynch, Deshaun Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, the whole crew, Chase Lyman, Wendell Hunter, Jeff MacArthur. I could go on forever, but great teammates, great people that have gone on, either had led some really successful lives, both on and off the field.
Memories you will have forever. That's obvious.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
You've had the opportunity to coach in college, coach on the pro level. One of the stops along the way in college was at Alabama, and with Coach Nick Saban. talk a little bit about that, and hopefully we get a chance to get the Oregon stuff here in a second, and we will. But talk about that stop there and the things that you learned from him and from that coaching staff, because I hear a lot of coaches that have coached with him over time have learned a ton as they've taken it forward. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, amazing experience, really life-changing. The best way probably to say it was somebody had asked me, like, all right, what is the difference? Now that you've been there, I was at the University of Washington before for a couple years, and Coach Sarkisian had let go their defensive staff, and we came aboard there and immediately, turned that around as far as from a defensive standpoint, and got it rolling there and played some quality ball for 2 years, became a top 20 defense there too, and then he went on to take the USC job, and that's where I ended up taking a job with Alabama. The best way I could say it is, like, what is the difference after being there for about a year? And no disrespect to anybody from the past or even myself, but it was almost like the best way to explain it was basically I've been a part of flag football, and now the real thing has started, where you realize so much and you learn so much of just how to prepare a proper unit meeting, position meeting, the attention to detail that it takes to go through a walkthrough. Everything we do, I mean, truly that saying of how we do anything is how we do everything, exemplified every day of your life. And I think what's really cool is, if you're just there for a year even, or even 2, I don't know if that's enough time to soak it in, but super blessed I was there for 5, So it really becomes, I'm a stronger believer in the people you surround yourself with is eventually who you really become, and that could be a positive thing, that could be a negative thing. So that was something really life-changing for me, where it just becomes a part of your routine, how you game plan an opponent, how you go about an off-season structure, really how you do everything, and so, that forwarded into, after a couple opportunities that happened throughout those 5 years, finally taking an opportunity to go to the National Football League and then continue to grow and be a part of 3 NFL organizations. But then knowing when Coach Lanning, was offered this job, exactly what we'd be getting into together, and that was really exciting, knowing to get back to that grind, that challenge, just that competitive way of trying to be the absolute best, and a constant, growth mindset to be a part of, knowing exactly what I was getting into. So exciting opportunity, and now here we are together, in year 4, and just trying to continue that constant growth and taking that next step as a program.
He is Tosh Lupoi, Oregon's defensive coordinator. When we come back, competitive. We're going to ask him where that competitive juice came from. Where did he get that from? That and this Oregon Duck football team, the defensive side of it, and their opponent coming at Penn State. That's all ahead. We'll continue from our Country Financial Studios here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Oregon football from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey. When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We are back inside our Country Financial Studios. Jerry Allen, Jorgie, and defensive coordinator Tosh Lupoi in to talk a little bit about his life, where he came from, how he got here, what's going on with the Ducks right now. I asked him just before we came out of the break about the differences between the NFL and collegiate level, elite athletes at the NFL level, but these days, even at the collegiate level, more elite athletes than there used to be. What's the difference? Is the biggest difference?
Honestly, the off season is what stands out. It's a whole different level of as far as quality of life and opportunity to be a better husband and a better father. That's for sure. So just the regulations and the opportunity for that is a I wouldn't even. It's not even on this near the same spectrum.
Yeah.
Where from portal opening and recruiting and academics, the involvement there, and just the involvement that you have. So. There's like any job or place. I think there's a good and bad of everything. In the college side of things, you're afforded such a cool opportunity of connection with your players. Just through time and involvement in their life. So that part seems to be extremely stronger because of the amount of time you get to spend together. So I would say that's what really stands out. When it comes to season, very similar. You're on the grind and. It's a 7-day-a-week job. I don't know for the fans or what people realize. Like when you start your camp work, you literally don't have an off day. In the way we go about our business, I will not have an off day until January. So it's not like you go home. I mean, that's how it rolls. And after the game, 4 weeks in a row after our game, get our win. We have some recruits here if it's a home game. If it's not, regardless, you're grading the film. You're doing a write-up and a debrief that day of the game or that night, and then you're starting the preparation. For example, Penn State, they had an entire bye-week preparation for us. So the feeling of the millisecond that 0-0-0-0 hits for the Oregon State game, you're thinking about, man, we're a week behind on, this team that's got a whole week to prepare for us ahead of us. So, you're in that office. I immediately turned on their last game at that point and started watching, and writing down notes.
It's a labor of love. It's in your heart. That's what you do because you love it.
Ain't no doubt, and you're certainly not hearing any complaints from me.
No, Jorgie.
Every single day, and you mentioned it, I heard you say the word work, and every single day, coaching staff, coaches come to work. You've talked about your players, too. Coming to work every single day. Young guys and older guys all together. Talk about that every single day coming to work, what goes into that work with those guys, and any surprises that you've maybe seen out of it with some of the young guys coming to work in their first year.
Yeah, I think what's awesome now is now that we're in year 4, it's a culture that's been implemented, right, and then a bunch of talent acquisition that's been handpicked, or perhaps respectfully removed, right, to get to this point now of just a dominant culture and a contagious culture of a growth mindset, So it is an amazing feeling to drive to work and to know from a coaching staff, from a player standpoint, every corner you reach from Cody Look, from Eden, from our strength, right? It's like, one beat, and everyone is attacking this process together, and really cool to be a part of, So I think that is a contagious, environment. So even as a young player that might kind of be on the fence or have a different foundation and, maybe in the recruiting standpoint gave you their best con, so to, for lack of better terms, but, there's some sides to them that wants to complain, wants to second guess some things. when you're a part of an environment that's it's simply not accepted, and it kind of becomes a part of you, and that's what's occurred here. So couldn't be more fortunate to be a part of an environment like this. I truly believe we have the best defensive staff in America. I really believe that. The support, all involved, these guys, the way they attack the process and go to work. So really fortunate to be a part of it.
Got to talk about some of the guys on this team. The portal brought you a couple of guys. I'm going to mention one who probably is a key communication guy on that defensive side, Jayden Limar. What is he bringing? How has he helped this team this year?
Yeah, the greatest thing Dylan does is just lead by action. So, he's a guy, I've shared this with a few people now, but he's someone I wanted to talk about a specific coverage concept, and I walked over to the corners position room and looking for our corners coach, and Dylan Thieneman was in that room, blasting crowd noise with his earphones on and going through a call sheet and just playing a game and making calls, and that's next level right there. That's something that it was reminding me like, man, this is like reminds me of a fourth-year pro, somebody that would do something like that. So that's the type of guy he is, and it's no show. He doesn't care if I knew that or anybody else knew. That's just him. He's going to go through every possible preparation that he can get a potential edge and basically play the game as many times as he can, before the actual kickoff. So that work ethic, once again, everybody sees that, and then you see some really strong results on the field. So it's very natural. Like, man, you don't got to say nothing, different story than him, Brandon Finney, a young true freshman came aboard here, but a very similar work ethic of constantly, I'd come by here, in the summertime, and the guy, whether it's an off day, a weekend, just every single day. If I was getting a workout in, you'd see him pass by and go in the indoor, right? You'd see him passing by and just watching extra film. So it's really cool when you see those type of guys put in that work, and then, the process lead to the results that they're getting right now at a high level.
Are you able to identify that trait when you're evaluating high school players and that type of deal? Is it tough too until they really get here?
I think you do your very best. It's extremely tough, especially we talk about the portal. After the Rose Bowl, it's like portal opens, and then there's an official visit on your campus, 3 days later, and then that guy's ready to make a decision on Saturday, between us and Ohio State. So, that makes it extremely difficult from that standpoint. You get a little more time in the high school recruiting, which we try to cut our teeth in and take a lot of pride in. And, that's what we've done here every year, sign, 20 to 25 plus high school players, try to continue that trend. And that's one of the major reasons why, because you can do the proper research to find out what that young individual is all about. But again, still, they're the best of the best. They're the best player at their school. They're the best player, in their state. Getting preferential treatment at times in specific programs, getting babied, those are the things that you got to understand that you're signing up for as well. And you might take a full 6 months or a year to de-recruit him, after he realizes when he comes here, all those stars don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah. I want to talk about everybody on that defensive side. I mean, the numbers that you have, the depth that you have, but I want to get a little bit on Penn State as you get ready for them. And then Jaden Lamar is going to be our guest. I wish we had another half hour, 45 minutes with you. Great interview. Penn State, as you prepare for Penn State, what do they offensively present that you get ready for?
Yeah, first thing that jumps out, versatility. Got a lot of respect, for their staff, for their program. Did a great job. Are considered one of the best programs, rightfully so, for a reason. So, extreme versatility on offense, multiple shifts and motions, one of the highest percentages in all of college football. What's unique about them too is they're the second fastest tempo operation in the entire Big Ten. So typically, when you're getting that many shifts and motions, right, the ball, in theory shouldn't get snapped. Because of the time it takes there, but just shows how well it's coordinated, where the ball's getting snapped with a lot of time on the play clock multiple times throughout the game, but also then you're getting speed break huddles and variables of tempo where you're not able to necessarily ID the formation So if you all remember, Washington in the 2023 season, right? Just the multiplicity pre-snap, a lot of reminders of that where when we play Washington the first time around, for myself, it was like I wish I never even looked out on the field because, you're attempting to ID a formation and put the players in the best position as you call a defense, and then it's going to change 2 different times, that comes to life, with this offense. So tons of versatility, multiple personnels. You're going to study the red area. You're going to see they've, great example. They've literally used 8 different personnels just in that, 20-yard range, so makes it challenging, and it makes it difficult to hone in on, okay, how do we want to attack this and how specific do you want to get per personnel?
Preparation.
That's right.
That's what this is all about. Oh, I wish we had more time with you. I love your shirt. Give Cancer Hell, Night Cancer Institute. We're out of time. Oh, man, I wish I had more time with you. I appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to come in and talk with us. It's been entertaining.
That's right. I'm going to get back to watching Third Down in 2 minutes. Appreciate y'all.
He's Tosh Lupoi, defensive coordinator. When we come back, Jaden Lamar is going to join Joey Mac. We got more Duck football here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Wherever you are in life, once a duck, always a duck. That's OCCU. Since 1956, OCCU has helped the University of Oregon community take flight financially. Like our remarkable checking and duck debit card that give Duck fans more for the things they care about. More for the game, more for gear, more for a bright future. Earn interest, show your Duck devotion, and start earning more today. Learn more at myoccu.org/getduckdebit.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
The Oregon Football Coaches Show continues from the Country Financial Studios in 1 minute on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We're back on the Toyota Coaches Show. He is Jayden Limar in the Country Financial Studio. How are you? Thanks for coming in, bud.
I'm good. I'm glad y'all had me. This is awesome.
This is our pleasure. And now we have a tradition. Did anybody warn you?
No.
Good. All right, so 2-minute life story. It's your 2-minute life story. Goal is as close to 2 minutes as possible. 2-minute life story. Jayden Limar, go.
All right. From Washington originally, born and raised. Whole family's out there. I got over 106 cousins, a big family. Grew up super close with my family, my grandparents, rode horses, dirt bikes, all that growing up. Got into football pretty late, honestly. I was in middle school. Most of my friends played all throughout elementary school. Once I started playing football, kind of quit everything else, racing and horses and everything. Started running on the football path. Faced some injuries my freshman year of high school, and that was probably the biggest setback I've had in the football journey. And got over those, and then sophomore year, recruiting turned into a thing, and then started flying around the country looking at different colleges and everything. Got to college, decided on Oregon towards the end because I just love the coaching staff, everyone here. Got to college. My college journey, honestly, has been amazing. Like, I've learned a lot. I didn't play a lot my first year. My second year played a little more. Then this year, it's been going good so far and been having a lot of fun with the guys. But that's me.
Minute on the nose. That's efficient. So after a long NFL career, right, then you fill the other minute. I have multiple follow-ups, though, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, so you mentioned your family. I'm glad that you brought that up. So over 100 cousins.
Yes.
Okay. What was the draft like when you're picking up for backyard football, for whatever? I mean, like, how did you handle all that?
I mean, my family, we were very athletic, so we all usually were the ones getting picked first. It's just kind of what it was. My younger brother, he's a big athlete. My sisters, they all played sports. And so, yeah, we were definitely getting picked first. But honestly, the biggest thing at our family gatherings was playing on the trampoline. We love flipping. So that was like, you would have 20-plus kids on one trampoline.
Is this like the dugout trampoline?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We had one of those.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
That's the way to live.
Sir.
Who's the best athlete in the family?
I'm going to go with my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because this is going to create an awesome topic for her and my dad to talk about.
I love that. You're just this is like you talk about the big family gatherings. You're just lobbing these grenades right in here.
It's gonna be a fun conversation when I go home.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so I knew that you were interested from your chat with Kenyon Barner, another great Oregon running back. That you were interested at one point in off the field interests, I should say, in archery and horses, right?
Yes,
okay, where'd that come from?
So the horses, that stems from my grandma Sandy. I grew up riding with her. And then for a while, I had a horse trainer named Hannah. And I would go and ride every day after school. That switched then, and my cousin, older cousin then, he would be at the house too. I was on horses. He was on dirt bikes. Okay. Then I switched. I said dirt bikes are cooler. I'm going dirt bikes. And then so I rode dirt bikes for a while. And then, yeah, horses sort of faded when I started playing football. My grandma wouldn't let me touch them because she didn't want me getting hurt. But they were still,
grandma.
yes.
Smart
but now that I'm older, I look back at that, and I still love the animals. I try to see them as much as I can.
That's cool.
And then archery, I go to Cabela's a lot and just walk around. And that's just like one of my hobbies. I like going to check out Cabela's. And so I was walking around one day, and I was like, let's try it. And so I went. They have a little range in the back. Went and shot a couple bows, and I was like, let's get one. And I've been doing that now for about a year, and that's been awesome.
That's fun. So when I saw that, and then when tonight you said the dirt bike point, I was like, God, you almost described not the horses for me, but you described like what I'm doing.
Yeah, I love it.
So now my question is, if you've got the bow, are you going to choose to ride the horse or the dirt bike when you need to do both at the same time?
The horse.
Yeah.
100%. I
You
mean,
have
come on,
to.
you hands,
Right.
you got to do the horse.
Yeah. I'm with you. So were you like always a race-oriented person then, with like horses, with dirt bikes, and you probably know where I'm going here with then the position that you play
100%.
in football.
I would probably say yes. I mean, looking at it now, I probably would say I liked adrenaline as a kid. I realize it now. But back then, I was just being a kid. But I love flipping also. That was like something I loved.
Right.
So I guess everything I did, had that aspect to it. So 100%.
So you're a thrill seeker.
Not so much anymore. I'm cautious now. Growing up, though, I think looking back at it now, I definitely was. Yeah.
So you said, though, you got to football later on, I
Yeah.
guess, in your life. But if you like the adrenaline and speed, I guess running back was just the only choice. I mean, what was your position journey like?
So that actually was different. I started first year of football. I played like half a year. I was on the O-line. It was a weird
offensive lineman, Jaden Lamar. I love this.
It was a weird team. I was really young then, and then didn't play football again for a long time. And then that's when I played soccer and did all the other things. And then when I got back into football, they moved me to a slot receiver.
Okay.
And then I played a little bit of running back as well. And then a lot of defense. That was a big thing. I played a lot of linebacker. And then probably my, I'll say 8th, 9th grade year, that was when they're like, you're a running back. God made you running back. You're running back.
You're running back.
Yeah.
And then you were recruited as a running back. You end up here. What was that process like? You touched on it a bit, just why you chose Oregon, but I think Duck fans are glad you're here.
Yes, that was different. So I originally was committed to Notre Dame for about a year or so. And then I was really close with the staff here, though, before I committed. And it was just they were coming at me very heavy and really wanted me. And so committed there. And then towards the end, I started it's really far, my family, travel and everything. Loved all the people there, but I just didn't know if it was going to be the right fit. So took a visit here. It was the UCLA game, I believe. I think it was the Stomp Out Cancer game, actually. They wore the pink jerseys. So I took that visit, and then that led to an OV here. And, yeah, that OV, I told Lanning on it I was going to flip and come here, and I wanted to be here with this staff. But, yeah.
What is it about Coach Lanning, both then and as you've now played for him?
Mm-hmm.
Describe him for fans.
He's authentic. Like, you have real conversations with him. A lot of coaches, it feels like they're giving you lines nonstop. He's not really giving you lines, especially when it's just you and him talking. Like, he's telling you exactly what he would tell his own kid it feels like. And so that's a big thing. It's hard to find in the recruiting world. So once I found that with him, I was good with it.
Well, and then now also similar question for Coach Samples. What's it like working with Coach Samp?
It's been great. We were just up in a meeting, actually. And meeting ended. We sat and talked for a half hour. Like, that's just the whole room's in there. We all laughing. That's just our room. And he's done a great job of bringing that authenticity to the room. Like, I feel like everyone opens up and is genuinely themselves, and it starts with him. He's the head of the room. So he comes in every day. He's the same dude. You know what you're getting with him. He's going to be real with you. He's not sugarcoating anything, and that's contagious for the whole room. Everyone does the same thing.
I want to talk about your running back group. Jaden Lamar with us. So it's safe to say that depth has been on display.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a fair description? Like,
very much so.
I mean, you guys all must just really enjoy that competition level right now.
Oh, we love it. We talk about it all the time. And to us, we don't even see really, like, we don't talk about competition and don't really see as it, like, that's up to the coaches and all that. Our job is to make their job hard, in our opinion. So at the end of the day, if all of us are doing our thing, we don't care who's doing what. Right. We just enjoy it. That's why we love blocking for each other so much, because as long as we could get as many running backs out there as we can, we're happy.
Well, blocking has certainly come up a lot on this program, on social media. So I'm curious, we often hear that for a running back that the biggest transition point from high school to college is blocking. Mm-hmm. So one, do you feel that way? And then two, why is it that you all block so well here at this university?
Definitely, that was the biggest transition for me. You don't pass block in high school, especially not to the level that you have to here. You don't block in space in high school the level you have to here. It's just different. And honestly, I would say we truly all love each other. Like, truly, like, these dudes we're all best friends. We love each other. We love being around each other. When you're blocking for someone, you don't want them to get hit. If you're playing with someone you don't really care about and you miss a block, it's whatever. But when you let someone get hit here, if anyone ever misses a block here, they're the first ones to be, hey, my bad, I apologize. But, like, right. Because they truly care about each other. So I feel like that's what kind of makes our blocking different.
All right, I was curious to do something a little bit fun with you. And instead of just asking you about each individual running back, like, go a little rapid fire, like just a few words, a sentence on each guy, both on field, off field, whatever comes to mind for you. Okay, I'm gonna say a name and then you just go. You ready?
Okay.
Dink Riggs.
Ooh, wild card.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think he would appreciate that term. Okay. Jay Harris.
Authentic.
All right.
Yeah.
Malik Benson.
Godly.
Okay. Jordan Davison.
Cali. That's the first one.
I get it. Deer Hill.
Special.
Noah Whittington.
Wisdom.
Jayden Lamar.
He threw me off. You gotta ask one of them.
I thought about having you be like the third name, and then I was like, no, that's just me. That's just me. You know what I love though, like, and you even went like single word, which is even easier to dissect, right? But there's such a difference for all of you in the room, but yet so many similarities with even some of the words that you just said. Like, how do you all mesh together? How do you describe that for everybody?
It's honestly great because we're one room. Everyone embraces their personality and their role. And I feel like when you embrace your role and personality, that's how it's all going to click. But when you try to be different or, separate, and I want to be like him, that's when things start to clash. You have two people trying to be the same way. That's kind of when there's issues. But everyone's themselves, and it's awesome, honestly. Like, you go into meetings, and you enjoy it so much more because you don't know what you're getting with everyone, but that's, like, the awesome part.
Making coaches' jobs hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good theme for the year. Okay, I got more to talk about, including a question that came from a teammate of yours. That's coming up. Quick timeout. We're back in the Country Financial Studio. It's the Toyota Coaches Show. Jaden Lamar is here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Go Ducks!
Now he gets hit, goes down again. Oregon's defense is just too much.
This is Oregon football from Learfield.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember. Back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this way?
We're live in the Country Financial Studio. Jaden Lamar is with us. It's the Toyota Coaches Show every Wednesday night. One comment, Jaden Lamar's calves are bigger than my waist. That's a compliment for a running back.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah, I've been hearing that one a lot, honestly, lately.
All right, so you said at one point in your life that you were an offensive lineman, at least briefly.
Yes.
What can you say about this team's offensive line?
Oh, they're amazing. Like, I've played behind a few lines now, and this is by far, this group, the way they gel together, the way they communicate with us so well, and that's probably the biggest thing for backs. You got to be able to communicate and explain things to them, and they have to be able to explain things to you. They've done amazing with it, and all you, y'all have seen it. I mean, it's been great.
Now, maybe I'm giving it away by asking this next question after I asked you that question, but a question that comes from somebody on the team I asked after practice today. And the question that they wanted me to ask you, they will remain nameless, you might be able to figure this out. Who's your favorite offensive lineman?
Ooh. All right. This one's it's honestly pretty easy because I came in with him as a freshman.
Okay.
Me and Poncho came in together. Yeah. Poncho's my guy. We came in together, and this year, honestly, I feel like my relationship with him has grown a lot. We talk a lot about our faith together, and so that's grown our relationship. But me and him, very close, and came in together. So, yeah, it's Poncho.
Poncho, outside the locker room today, I told him, hey, Jaden Lamar's going to be on. He goes, man, you got to ask him who his favorite offensive lineman is, and if he doesn't say me, we're going to have a problem. So, Poncho, he came through for you.
I passed the test, man.
He came through for you.
Cool.
Running behind that line, though, right? So, walk fans through, like, and I know this happens fast, but, like, you get the ball. How fast do you decide where you're going? How do you make cuts? And I know it changes play to play. It's all different, but just tell the casual fan about that. Like, how do you make those decisions in real time?
So the first decision is made. The first thing you have to figure out is your footwork. That's made in practice. You know exactly what your footwork's going to be. And then you have your aiming point. You know exactly what that's going to be as well. So once you get the ball, then you're headed for your aiming point. That all changes, varies on whatever the front is. So if you have an odd front or even front, that all is going to change where your initial aiming point is. So that's all pre-snap. You're looking at the D-line. Once you get the ball, now you have to see, okay, what just happened since the ball's been snapped. If there's a twist or anything, that's going to change where you might be headed now. But you always want to start with your initial aiming point. And then once you get behind them, you kind of just have to sit and wait for your blocks to develop. And then sometimes it's a quick hitter where you can get going, and sometimes you're going to be sitting there and hoping something pops. And if it doesn't, then you have to try to make something happen. But, I mean, it's all really quick, and that's probably the hardest part of our position is just making them quick decisions. But there's some times where it happens very slowly, and those are the awesome ones, honestly, when it slows down and it feels like everything's flowing. But, yeah, that's how it kind of goes.
Similar question, because Coach Lorig has been very complimentary of you as an off-ball returner, if you will, right? And just the way that you have to decide things so quickly there. What's that like in that position? What's it like from your perspective as a returner in that role?
I mean, I love that position, honestly. It's given me an opportunity to get on the field early last year. So I took it extremely serious, and I treat it almost like running the ball. We have a rule: if they could tackle me, they could tackle the returner. So my rule is if they're close enough to me where they could get him, I got to go block him. But that's helped me a lot also blocking-wise, because now I know how to make some of them open field blocks.
That was actually my next question for you, is how much has that helped your blocking?
A lot. I didn't realize it much until my coach started breaking it down to me. He's like, you realize that's helped you a lot with your open field blocking? I was like, yeah, you're right. It has, actually.
So to that point, so young players that are listening, watching tonight, what advice do you give them to try to master that craft? If the next generation of running backs going to be a better block, right? Like, what's it take?
I mean, it takes the want to, honestly. Like, at the end of the day, if you really want to be a good blocker, you will be. Like, that's my personal opinion. So if you don't want it, if you want to do it just to get offers, don't do it. But if you want to do it to help your teammates succeed, that's when you're really going to become a good blocker.
What's Coach Lorig like?
Coach Lorig, he's Washington too. So me and him, he used to be up at the high school with me. I think the first time he came in there, he actually brought his father-in-law, which was pretty cool. I've never seen a coach do that when he's coming to see you. And so, yeah, he's from Washington. We talk all the time about different high school football games going on and everything. And then I'm really close with our specialists, the spec room. And so I've sat in their meetings before just cuss. But
sure.
So in the room, he's an awesome dude. I mean, he's different with them than he is with me for sure, because he coaches them, and me, he coaches on the back end. But for the most part, me and him, we're just really close. Talk about high school.
Well, and you guys are in sync, with what it takes to decide things on special teams and everything else. Okay, I wanted to ask you one thing too that was off the field. You got a chance to go on the Courts for Kids trip.
Yes, I did.
If I'm not mistaken, this summer.
Glad you brought that up.
Tell fans about that. What was that experience like?
Yeah, so that was amazing. So this summer I went to Africa. It was Kenya. It was me, Kenya, and Brock Thomas, Brady Bidwell, who else? Andrew Boyle. It was a great trip. And then it's us, and there was a bunch of other athletes. This year it happened the only boys that went on the trip were from the football team, and there was about 25 women athletics programs there. So we're building a court. So you go there, and we flew to Nairobi, and that was a crazy trip. I almost got stuck in Paris. That wasn't fun. But we made it there, and we're building this basketball court in this little island called Rasinga Island. No running water, everything you could think about basically for Africa. And we're building this basketball court, which was, it was hard labor. Like, you're carrying these big concrete bags all day, mixing concrete, and you're working in the sun for 6+ hours. Like, it was intense. But once you get done with it, then you just get to experience the community. That was probably the biggest part for me. I met a lot of kids there that it's just insane how happy they are for how little they have. And it comes back, when you come back here, you realize how much we have and how we're used to just, having excess of everything. And so the other part, you didn't have your phone the whole time, which was awesome. We were there for 2 weeks. And so that was my favorite part. I don't like being on my phone. So it was an amazing experience.
That's great. Well, I'm glad that I had time to ask you about that. We could talk to you, just like Coach Lupoi, for another hour. So you're just going to have to come back maybe and do it again sometime.
Yes,
Jaden Lamar!
Let's do it.
Hey,
appreciate y'all.
Thanks for being here, Jaden.
Appreciate you,
the time.
Man. Yes, sir.
Timeout. Come back. Some thoughts on Penn State. Kind of a big game. Next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Wherever you are in life, once a duck, always a duck. That's OCCU. Since 1956, OCCU has helped the University of Oregon community take flight financially. Like our remarkable checking and duck debit card that give duck fans more for the things they care about. More for the game, more for gear, more for a bright future. Earn interest, show your duck devotion, and start earning more today. Learn more at myoccu.org/getduckdebit.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
More gridiron action in 1 minute.
Goosebump time. It's gonna be a great game.
Coming your way on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now.
Welcome back inside our Country Financial Studio. Jerry Allen Jerky and the Maxter.
Wow, that's
the
a new
Maxter.
one. Boy, it is so rare to get a new nickname at this point in the year.
Oh, Maxter.
I don't know where that came from. No,
Flag on the play.
No. Okay, here's a football. Oh, he made the catch. Good job. All right.
Catch. Kind of a big game.
You know,
slightly.
Yeah, no.
Just slightly.
Hey, get over it. Okay, 5 times they've met. Oregon won the last meeting. Sent you guys a picture of that 1995 Rose Bowl. Some memories.
That's cool that you've got that stuff.
Yeah, still do have that. A lot of stuff from that year.
Yeah.
Great ball game coming up. The nation's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it.
They should be.
Don't beat yourself. Don't beat yourself. Don't beat yourself. Okay.
Coach Lanning says it best. Play the game, not the occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. You want your flag back?
Picks show at 9:30 a.m. on Friday, by the way. That's when we'll do it live.
Yeah.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung